Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular pleasure to join you during this launch of the Strategic Plan 2023-2027. Yours is perhaps one of the first few strategic plans that have emerged under the Kenya Kwanza administration. You therefore deserve a pat on the back for this stirring effort. Your achievement should spur other government institutions into action on this. Education is the ultimate equalizer. This is a realization that has governed our education system since independence. At that time, we inherited a very unequal education system, and every government since then has strived to creating an equitable society through the hanging fruit called education. Through education as an enabler, we want to guarantee that every child has an opportunity to exploit and achieve their fullest potential, irrespective of their social background. This is the common denominator that must guide all institutions charged with delivery of education. Every one of us within the education system must always be aware that whenever we stagger at any stage within the system as institutions and individuals, we disorganize, disorient, distort, and put in jeopardy innocent lives. When President Kibaki started performance contracting in this country, Kenya became recognized worldwide, including from the highest entity, that is the United Nations, as a nation that had done an outstanding job in improving public service delivery globally. We became a beacon. People started benchmarking from us, including, surprisingly, even a superpower like the United States. They came here and benchmarked on what Kenya was doing in terms of performance contracting. And they went a step further. And about 2 years ago, the United States produced a bill, a law, an act of parliament that now helps entrench performance management in their public service. Yet we were the ones who started this program. Ladies and gentlemen, I am informed that the Teacher Service Commission 2019-2023 strategic plan, which was retired on Friday, June 30th, 2023, had three main focus areas. One, teacher competence, conduct, and performance management. Two, reforms and innovations in the provision of teaching services. And three, service delivery reengineering. Given lingering public perceptions to the contrary, one thing I hope the current strategic plan addresses itself to is the extent the Teacher Service Commission should be successful in capacity building and retooling of teachers to implement CBC and automation of processes for efficiency. Of significance is whether recruitment of additional teachers has facilitated the 100% transition and reduction of the teacher shortage. Then there is the nibbling issue of delocalization, teacher deployment. I point out these issues because I'm aware of competing stakeholder interests that suggest otherwise. If this be the case, how does TSC propose to overcome these handicaps over the harsh environment on financial resources? The President of the Republic of Kenya is at the forefront in raising issues and proposing collaborative efforts to tackle climate change. We cannot succeed without the footprint of the education fraternity. We cannot. The minister has stated it very categorically. We need your help. We need your active engagement. We need your footprint in this space so that the 15 billion trees that we target in the next 10 years can become a reality. I stand here feeling very happy that the Teacher Service Commission is actually embedded in the Constitution. You have a permanent place in the Constitution. And I speak knowing that I was one of those people who stood firmly, including the President of the Republic of Kenya today and others, in Naivasha, in that very hot debate, where we put our foot down and we said, for us to have consistency and a clear direction in our educational journey as a nation, there are certain things that must be clearly embedded in our Constitution. And that is how I can stand here saying, I was once your advocate to make sure that you land in the Constitution. I have no regrets whatsoever. And I believe that it was the right decision that Kenyans made. God bless you all. Long live the Teacher Service Commission. And may you continue to guide the future of our nation. We need foreign exchange in this country. And let's see how working together, education as a sector can become a fundamental forex earner for the Republic of Kenya. And that speaks to your motivating statement there. Ethical and globally what? Motivated, ethical, and globally competitive. So if you are globally competitive, tunataka muingize madola hapa Kenya. That, I think, is important. There is also something that needs to come out a little more. In the 15 billion trees, the target is to have about 5, that is a third of those trees, as fruit trees, as trees that will generate some economic benefit to the individual planters. You can imagine what we can do in transforming this country with fruits, whether it is avocado trees. By the way, even tea is a tree. Coffee is a tree. You remember many years ago, the late President Moi said, let me start the Nyayo tea zones. You know, people chided him and made it look like a joke. I can tell you for free now that amongst the state corporations that are today not dependent on the exchequer is actually the Nyayo tea zones. Because the belt that was planted around the forests is now earning this country foreign exchange, while at the same time safeguarding forests. So it is possible that we can change and transform this country if we work together. When I say I'm coming to you, I'm going to come to you because we want to correct this position so that we as Kenya can also have a legal framework, not a gazette notice driving performance management, but a legal anchor so that we can make sure that performance management in our entire public service is buttressed by law. And you as key stakeholders, I want you to participate in enriching this piece of legislation so that when it eventually goes to the members of parliament, your input will be part of it, and that way we shall be ready to make it clear to the people who employ us that we are not doing them a favor, but we have a service to deliver so that everybody knows it is a legal obligation when you hold public office. It is a legal obligation for you to deliver services to the people of Kenya. It's not optional. The importance of strategic planning cannot be overemphasized. It is a deliberate organizational process that defines intended actions within a specified period. A strategic plan prioritizes activity, effectively allocates resources, and aligns stakeholders and employees to the organization's goals. In fact, a strategic plan helps in differentiation of organizations, especially those in the same sector. Furthermore, gone are the days when strategic plans were viewed as mere accounting documents. They are now a measure of performance, efficiency, and effectiveness that must be taken seriously. The strength of a strategic plan lies in the agility to adjust and respond appropriately to emerging phenomena, both anticipated and opportunistic. Indeed, government entities ought to know that in the next round of performance contracting review, strategic plans will be key measurement and grading instruments. So don't store your strategic plan thinking that its publication is the main goal.
We are in a time that a rapidly evolving technological landscape, automation, which we really appreciate because we have said the entire government, we have to automate, we have to digitize. I'm happy that they mentioned about remote running. We ran from COVID-19 when our children stayed home for quite a long time, that yes, we have to digitize, we have to take advantage of technology. I was informed, sir, that in Finland, because of technology, the young people now go to school for 3 hours. They have some kind of hybrid kind of system. With the teacher shortage that you have said is a moving target, that we, yes, government is trying to alleviate, to mitigate on this particular program, but you can see the Kenya Kwanza government, I think, has embroidered more than any other regime. Simakovi kwa Kenya Kwanza jameni. So we say we can also leverage on technology in sorting out and solving this particular problem.
The teacher internship policy guidelines that has seen the Commission engage so far 54,300 teacher interns in a period of 5 years. We did retool 229,000 primary and primary school teachers and 55,125 secondary school teachers on the competence-based curriculum. The total number of teachers retooled for implementation of CBC as we stand here represents 82% of the total number of teachers employed by the Commission, and Your Excellency, the remaining may be due to those that we are continually engaging. We have also automated the TSC processes, including digitizing of employee records using the electronic document management system, and therefore, sir, we no longer have cases of missing files at the TSC because everything we do is online, and even when we advertise and everything, it's digital. Our teacher registration process, for example, is fully automated and available in the e-citizen platform, in line with the presidential directive that all government services be available on the platform Gava kwa Mkono. You should give TSC a clap. So like I've said, we have also automated all other processes, including teacher recruitment, leave, transfers, and everything. That's how far we have gone.
The current commissioners have gone down the entire country. And one thing that we realized is that our teachers need to be motivated as they do their work. And therefore, this strategic plan is addressing the gaps that we realized in the previous plan to ensure that the kind of teachers we have, they are motivated and right in class, and also our secretariat as they perform their duties. We also want to ensure that they are ethical in their practice of teaching, so that they can abide by the rule of the law, as well as ensure that we retool and capacity build our teachers so that they can have a competitive edge over the other teachers across the globe. The overall goal of this plan, therefore, sir, is to articulate the strategic direction of the Commission to ensure effective and efficient service delivery.